If you ever find yourself driving through a mountain range shrouded in fog, and a road appears that isn't on your map, don't take it. Not because it's dangerous, not because of the twists or cliffs. Some roads aren't meant for travelers. They wait, patiently. In one forgotten corner of Japan, deep in the mountains, there's a village where dolls outnumber humans. They stand in the streets, in classrooms, in gardens, even in the forests. They watch anyone who dares to enter. Locals say they're just art. Outsiders say they're memorials. But the truth is darker. Some villages don't just preserve memories. They preserve people. Welcome to Myths and Magic. This is the story of Adrian Vale, a man who thought he was chasing abandoned roads, never realizing that one of those roads would chase him back. Adrian Vale wasn't your usual traveler. He didn't go for beaches or skylines. He hunted silence. For 10 years, he sought towns erased from maps, hospitals left to rot, roads that led nowhere. He believed silence told stories no voice ever could. He documented every forgotten place, capturing it so fully that even the most skeptical viewers couldn't ignore it. But nothing had prepared him for the road he found that day. The fog parted, and there it was. Smooth asphalt, stretching into the mountains like the land itself had revealed it. His GPS? Nothing. Coordinates? None. And when he pressed forward, the air thickened. Trees bent overhead like they were closing in. The silence wasn't empty. It felt alive. Watching. Waiting. Most people would have turned back. Not Adrian. Curiosity always outweighed caution. He drove slowly, documenting everything. The mist clung to his windshield. The road stretched endlessly. Branches arched overhead like ribs of some sleeping giant, forming a tunnel that blocked light and escape. Fear was there, but he kept calm. Because in places like this, fear is part of the story, and he wanted to see the story through. The road ended abruptly. Adrian stepped out. A village appeared. Wooden houses, narrow paths, garden plots. At first, it seemed normal. Then he noticed the silence. No birds, no wind, no creaking doors. Only a world holding its breath, and the first figure, an old man sitting on a bench, hands on his knees, staring ahead. Adrian waved. Nothing. Closer. And he realized the man wasn't alive. He was cloth, stuffed, painted. And as Adrian looked around, he saw hundreds more. Standing, sitting, waiting, all facing the forest, all watching. The dolls weren't sloppy. Wrinkles, freckles, eyelashes, strands of hair. Every detail captured life. They weren't decorations. They weren't memorials. They were replacements. And every single one faced the forest as if waiting for something, someone overdue. Adrian's pulse raced. Every step, every breath. The dolls tracked him, unblinking, patient, waiting. At the edge of the village, an elderly woman rocked slowly on a porch. Unlike the dolls, she blinked. She breathed. She looked at Adrian not with surprise, but calm expectation. "You came through the fog road," she said, her voice fragile as dry leaves. "Yes," Adrian whispered. "You shouldn't stay after sunset," she said, pointing toward the forest. "That is when they notice you." Curiosity pulled him forward. Inside an abandoned house, he found a journal on a dust-covered table. The handwriting was careful, deliberate. He read aloud, "We made the dolls so we wouldn't forget the people who left." Next page, "Now they won't let us forget it all." Another line, "They do not welcome newcomers." A creak behind him made him spin. The room was empty. When he looked back, a new line appeared at the bottom. "You shouldn't have come." The sun disappeared behind the mountains. Shadows stretched across the road like long, reaching fingers. And the dolls moved. Not violently, not suddenly, but subtly, imperceptibly, enough to disturb his sense of safety. The one by the gate had shifted closer, staring at him. The village was no longer just a silent art installation. It was aware. Adrian walked toward the trees. The air thickened, the forest seemed alive, leaning toward him. Hanging from the branches, dozens of dolls swayed slightly. Their painted faces turned toward him in perfect unison. The microphone on his camera crackled. Then he heard it, softly, layered, almost melodic, yet chilling. "Stay, stay, stay." His heart thundered, his breath quickened. He knew one wrong move, one broken rhythm, and they would notice. He stepped back carefully, and all at once, every hanging doll tilted its head toward him. He hadn't heard them move. He hadn't felt them shift. But the forest was suddenly crowded with unseen attention. Panic clawed at him. He sprinted toward the village road, lungs burning, ears ringing, until he reached the wooden sign. Population 300. He laughed shakily, trying to calm himself, until he reviewed his footage. And there, behind him in the forest, holding his backpack, Adrian turned slowly. Dread coiled in his chest. The doll was upright, silent, wearing his jacket. Every detail copied, the tilt of his head, the fold of his clothes, even the small scar above his eyebrow. He froze. He looked at the sign. Population 301, closer than before. He hadn't seen it move. He hadn't heard it. He hadn't felt it. He understood the rule. The dolls don't move when you look. They move when you blink. And he had just blinked. "You see it now," said the old woman behind him. Adrian didn't dare turn. "This village remembers anyone who looks at it long enough," she continued, calm, patient, terrifyingly certain. His fingers stiffened, his skin dimmed, his body obeyed rules he never agreed to. "Stop it," he whispered. "It doesn't stop," she said. "It completes itself." "The dolls don't copy visitors," she said softly. "Visitors copy the dolls." The forest creaked, swaying gently, as though welcoming him to the stage. Adrian understood. He wasn't being killed. He was being kept. Morning came. Tourists arrived, laughing, snapping pictures. They pointed at the figures, joking nervously, until one noticed the newest doll, standing silently beside the sign. Population 302. No one corrected them. Because in this village, no one counts twice. And if someone ever did, they would see the terrifying truth. The village doesn't add dolls. It keeps people. If you ever see a road that doesn't exist on your map, don't follow it. Some places don't hide from travelers. They wait. They wait for the curious, for the blinking eyes, for the ones who can't resist looking back. And when you arrive, they may have already made room for you. Subscribe and stay curious. But remember, the dark is never empty. It's only waiting for you to walk into it.